Okay. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Welcome. Hey, Derek. Hey, James. Hey, Bill. Hey, Fixture Jake and Tuxedo. Hey, Shannon. Hey, Jeff and Andrew and Rod and PF Dennis. Jose and GJ. Our folks. Hey, Poity. Whew. It is hot. It says it's 106 outside, and I forgot I set the AC a little higher because it's actually too cold in here last time. So it's warm. How are folks? Hey, Ono Coho. What else do we got? Prince Frankly. Looking good despite the heat. It is hot. It is very hot. I got cold drinks here, so. Hey, Redacted and Orion. Hey, Bob. Skyrim and Little Brad and Sergei. We're back on the Trident. Whew. Feels like a little bit of rapid fire build stuff. Shammy, howdy. What am I drinking? Just Diet Dr. Pepper, and then I have a ice water in here with some, it's a powder of some sort. It keeps nice and cold though. Okay. We are going to be doing a lot of electronics today. So getting this laid out and things mounted and stuff ran. So it's going to be quite a bit. So, yeah, trying to stay hydrated. Saturday when I was working on the other garage on the carpet, replacing the carpet, it was 101, and I think I went through 7 or 8 of these. These are, doesn't say how much they are, but yeah. Reno Vice confirmed, awesome. Hey Kittrell, hey Malfrey, Nuno. I'm right there with you on my 2.4. I'm moving to Nighthawk in the TFT 50s, taking the opportunity to clean things up on the bottom. Yep. Mic is quiet. Shouldn't be any different than any other time. Is this? Yeah, it's right there. Ooh, it's so hot. Hey Bloodcat. Hey James. Turning HPT thin clients into clipper hosts. Fun. Okay, so I've printed a bunch of things. I feel like I'm going to end up having to split 24 volts several times. So I made a couple of Wago holders. One for 24 volts and one for ground. Figured I'd do those in the colors. Hi Micah. First live stream I've watched, a bunch of your others. Welcome. Thanks for being here. I'm normally EQ'd down a bit from other streams. Really? And then I have mounts for various other things, some of which I'm not pleased. Something didn't go well on the print surface, so it lifted, but it'll be enough to get them on there. Mount for the frame camera, 3DO frame camera we'll be putting in here. I think that goes probably something like that. Hey, Joseph. Got to see your white STI down in Florida. Nice. Very nice. What'd you think? Cool? Not mine. Not mine anymore. I need to increase my volume by about double for my streams. Really? I've got OBS maxed out, and then I have a filter that bumps the gain even further. So I don't know. That beard is not that thick. Here, does this make any difference? Does this make any difference at all? Because now it's right here where it normally is. I need a haircut so bad. Or I could do this. There we go. Now it's like I have a short beard and it's out of the way, right? Back to a short beard. Garrett, that's too hot. Beard may help for a pop filter. The taco hat. It's not an easy reach, but I know where it is. Hey, Maker Viking. Got about 100 of them in thin clients. Nice. Hey, Tanner. I do that when welding. Nice. Okay, we have this. What other parts? So this is that, we talked about this. This is that little Pi shutdown module from Big Tree Tech, the SKSM. That's what this mount is for. That's supposed to go there. And then I had to modify the mount for the little USB board for the, well, that's fun. Little USB board for the Orbiter tool board, and I modified their CAD, and I either over extruding, or I don't think ABS is shrinking this much on this small of a part. That needs to be modified. It's not going to go in there. I took this and added this to connect to a DIN clip and didn't actually change anything here. So, oh well, we will fix that later then. EWT Cook. Hey, Pathetic Puma. I got a picture I can show, I think. Yeah, Pathetic Puma's here. I'm glad. I want to show something. Let me see. How can I do this? How can I do this? Give me a moment. I'm going to send you a picture. We'll go with that one. That way I can snag that out of Discord. Well, sort of. I figured out where it's going, but I wanted to show it off. Couple of things then. Let's show off a couple of things. I've got printers. Now I posted this in Discord, but if anybody didn't see this in Discord, then I've put printers into my remodeled space in the other garage. And now this does not, there is a ton more stuff that needs to go in here before this is actually ready. This is far too, this is far more tidy than it's going to be, although I want it to be more tidy than it was. There is an additional platform I'm going to build for underneath this workbench. Since it didn't have a shelf, I'm going to just put a platform that rests on the floor that will be the second level of printers over here. Where's the filament scraps and purge lines? Those went with the carpet I took out, Derek. I haven't had a chance to fill this carpet with all of that. It will be though. Hey, Biney. This little platform here is actually what that blue cabinet was sitting on in order to sit level in here. That's something I made for that. So I just threw it back in there and threw a couple of V0s on it. So, yeah, so another, like I said, a platform will go below. That'll give me room for up to about 4 printers there, 4 printers on top. And I don't know if I've shown the Magneto X on camera before, but that's there. And I should have production one shipped out, got confirmation that it should be shipping pretty soon. Hey, John. So the other thing to show is Pathetic Puma here sent me something that was kind of neat. Like it. Open image. Here we are. What did that open that in? There we are. Shutdown module can send, oh, someone was asking, I'm sorry. The shutdown module sends a signal to the Raspberry Pi when power is cut, and it's supposed to have enough power to give the Pi enough time to gracefully shut down. The other thing I have is this little plaque for the Charlie wire. And I was looking at it and figuring where might this go on here, and I think might remix this skirt piece and fix it in there as a little label for the printer. I like it. I really like it. Hey, Brent. Not sure if you remember, but I'm quasi self-sourcing for my pancake Trident. Parts are coming in set on gray frame with white glass fiber ASA and pop blue polymaker ASA. Nice, that'll look good. So it does, doesn't it? Doesn't it fit in there so well? I was just kind of, I put this printer in the space now that I have room, since I have the other since I have the other workbench now. I put the switch wire in there so I can actually turn it on and use it. And I was just kind of fiddling where that might fit, and it's set in there. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. So, hey Barry, you don't know how well Polymaker Gray goes with LDO Space Gray frame. It's not going to be nearly as metallic, of course, but okay. Let's go back to this view. Showed my wife a picture of the garage, and of course she said you should clean up your shop to look that nice. I'll send you a picture once it's in a actually usable state, Bill, so you can have a little bit of pushback of what a space looks like that can actually be used. I don't have nearly all the stuff that I really need in there right now, so I'll help you out. I want to give away a couple of those plates. I could. Can we do it next Tuesday though? Remind me next Tuesday, just because of the setup of the form and stuff. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it in between. Does that sound good? She might say you don't need to clean it up once she finds out how much it costs to set it up nice. Yeah. I am disappointed that this doesn't fit. Should have checked. I'm disappointed in myself for not checking. Now it will set in place, so I'll just have to tweak it and reprint it. Made a big mess of my whole space, I bet. There is no bottom panel here, zombie. You're right, but there will be. How you doing? Hey, Collie. But there will be. So let's get things kind of started, because we're, like here's an example. We have ground and 5 volts. So this only gets 5 volts. Ooh, can this be powered off a USB? I wonder if the Pi is okay with that. That might be a little much for the Pi. So, but that is 5 volts. Actually, I didn't know that was 5 volts. I kind of assumed it was 24. This is the little skirt button device that's going to go on here. And the reason I want to kind of set things up right now is, where do I need to run power and wires? You have room for a buck converter? I don't. I've got to put this in here. This is going to go right about there. This is going to go somewhere over here. This guy's got to go in here. This is going to go right there. See? Ever considered inverted electronics bay? I mean, I know it exists, but it's not my thing. ESP32 light controller. Yes. So that's what this is. This is from Chamois XR Bunker, and this is just a ESP32 dev kit, little WLED distribution board. We're gonna run the side here. We're gonna run these, which are the side fan NeoPixels, and we're gonna run some enclosure lighting NeoPixels instead of just the daylights on the stick. That's the thing I decided to add. And there are fans here, Micah. There are fans on the side that blow across, blow across all of this. And then if anybody can think of any other extra fun NeoPixel stuff, we can play with that too. you're using Catapult on your devices, it's worth running a wire between one of the reset pins on your board and an available GPIO and PI so you can trigger the bootloader via the CLI. That's interesting. I've never done that. Is there instructions on that, Michael? Are there instructions somewhere on that? That'd be interesting. Okay. What are we going to do? Where are we going to start? Let's mount some of this stuff to DIN clips so we can get things going. I don't know how far we're gonna get. This whole build series is just kind of do stuff as we can, as we have parts, whatever. This is just there is no order to this build. This is a hang out and modify a printer. Clean my space. I've been shamed. Well, this is not nearly as nice as the other side right now. I've got bits of everything everywhere. So this will help a little bit. There's some general steps on my Clipper update flashing script guide. Okay. What's the plan for this side of the garage? I am going to better utilize the cabinets in here and and I'm going to purge a lot of stuff so I have more floor space in order to move around and work with the CNC router and the CNC mill, stuff like that. The plan is to make this kind of the main shop. The other garage is more of the printer room and my computer room, and the shed is just storage. So I wonder if, let me look at that other part a little bit, because I had some warping on these parts. I just threw them at a printer after I've moved everything around, and I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention. So I'm wondering if some of the fit issues is warping on this one, and no, it's nice and flat. Catapult by default enters the bootloader on a double press of the reset button, so if you connect it to a GPIO, you can pulse it with GPIO-D. Interesting. To look at that. Do anything. Let me see if I can trim this. Where are my glasses on this side? Put them over here. I do not. File instead then. Still haven't figured out what we're going to do on Saturday. Saturday is the Charlie's Angels stream. What's going on, Fixture Jake? What would be nice to know? we'll kind of bodge it in there, and I will remodel and reprint that. I need to reprint a couple of these parts anyway. Oh, the reset trick. Got it. I'm gonna grab the DIN clip here. I'm dumping my inverted electronics mod when I rebuild the Trident. It's been too much of a headache. That's interesting to hear, Bob. What has been a headache about it? Okay, let's put that off to the side. Grab it clip. I still need to make a droid. What droid should I make? What's a droid project that's well documented, that I'm not gonna feel like I need to go in and remodel half of it? Hey, Martin. Does such a thing exist in the cool little droid market? Hit droid? Something that moves, that would be fun to build. This is 48 volted. Yep, that's what this guy is. This is an IRM series 90 watt power supply. There's no design safe from your tinkering. Wow. I mean, for me, everything has to come out whenever I need to work on anything. I don't know of any moving pit droids. I'd want something that has some animatronics to it, right? Oh, and I was supposed to put a heat set insert there. I'm going to, but I'm just gonna throw it in from the top, and because that's not gonna screw in fully. One that Brent Ferguson showed me was impressive. I like my inverted electronics, and I don't have a lot of space to tilt the printer. Yeah, I've never had too much concern about flipping the printers. I understand the reasoning and why people like the inverted electronics. I feel like the tendency to leave the cover off is too high, and dropping things into the electronics bay is probably a bad idea. I would rather to go to other solutions like backpacks or side packs or stuff like that than to expose the bottom of the printer. I know the Mercury 1 is a inverted electronic setup, and I think the same thought applies though from my point of view. Post a picture of the droid on the Discord. Is there a side pack for a Trident? Doesn't one of the, who is it, Double T that did the side pack mod? Is Zombie still around? Who was it that did the main side pack? It's set up. Okay, this and probably a little screw in here. No. I have an internal spool holder, the bento box filter, a few other mods, everything is in the way. That makes sense, Bob. Absolutely. That makes sense. Okay, so this is the little USB voltage and signal adapter board for the Toolhead board. So this 6-pin microfit plugs in here, 24 volts plugs into this 2-pin microfit, and then USB goes here for signal wires. I made a backpack for your Mercury. Hammer 3D. I need to figure out, and I didn't bring it in here. So I asked a question on Sunday about, and I ask questions occasionally, what are people's opinions on different things? So Sunday's question was, I kind of need to buy a new vacuum cleaner, or I feel like I want to. The Dyson I have is quite old and is not working as well as it used to, and I've cleaned it and I've made it last this long, and was looking for suggestions, and I get all those suggestions, get lots of cool chat suggestions, and then I have to scrub through the video to find them later. So I have a Remarkable. I should have that next to me, and I forgot to bring it over here so I can make little notes during streams. I want to try to start doing that. What size? This is a 250 Trident. This is a 250 Frankby. Over 100 here. Got a good number of people here. There we are, yeah. I have an Electrolux from 1975, so I'm no authority. Wire cutter. What is wire cutter? We have a shark. I've heard good things about some of the sharks. I don't really want to spend, I mean, the shark is kind of in the not want to spend category. I don't want to spend the thousands on a, this is going to go over here, on a vacuum cleaner. So that's going to go there. And that's because the USB cable is already right here. So that's going there. And then our WLED board is going to go. Shark has got to be 10 years old, but still works perfect. Very loud. I like the Dyson better. Does a pretty thorough testing and makes a simple short list of good products. Okay. What is that? Maybe I can just start putting in, what is that, wire cutter? Oops. Oh, is this a New York Times product? Looks like it. This is a make vacuum that picks up larger debris. Check out your Poke Steve when you can. I sent you the video. What do we got? Poke. Oh, okay. I'll check that out. Just working on the project of my custom 250 Trident. Is there any mod recommended to include from the beginning? I don't know. What are you doing custom? So that's, I guess that's a question. Dyson V10. Working on the project of my custom. Ooh, find out a new vacuum. Very noisy. A lot of them are very noisy. Okay. Why a WLED board and not Clipper LED control? I think the number of LEDs and power draw, and then it's just a matter of getting some experience playing around with WLED because we haven't done it yet. So honestly, that's probably the biggest reason, is just to play around with WLED. Why not on the USB side of the board, shorter USB and closer to power? You're right, but this is where the other board was, and I've got to reach here. So this doesn't reach very well all the way over here. It will reach very easily right here. So this is the umbilical wire. This is how much I have to work with. Now, this is because of the way that I routed it. I'm running it a little longer than I would absolutely have to on a printer this size. remembers consumer reports. Yep. So that's one reason it's over here. And I think on even the other setup I had on here was a little tight. So let's get this on here. There's just so much involved there, Bob, in reducing a printer size. I thought about it. I thought about reducing my original V2 down to a 250. And because it's actually a 320 spec frame, which is weird. It was like I said, my first Voron, and I ended up building it as a 320 because I wanted 310, which matched my CR10, and then a little bit of extra space. Now, if I knew what I know now, I wouldn't have done that at all to begin with, but I would have at least gone to 325 because 25 millimeter increments are a whole lot easier to deal with, at least in the Voron designs. The ES15. Okay, and then this, it's gonna go there. So, oh, there's another. I've got two 5-volt devices that I kind of forgot were 5 volt instead of 24 volts. So this needs 5 volt as well. Do we have room for a little 5 volt power supply? Where would we put that? What is that part with ESP32? This is a LED board, WLED board. Where does that pop off? Yeah, this is a WLED distribution board. I got it from Chamois, XR Bunker. We'll see how it works out. Can you send more details to Discord? Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about. Cool. It's still hot. This guy is the. Where did that thing go? Put it over here, right? I just had it. Is it under here? I just had that, didn't I? The Pi shutdown module. Oh, it's sitting up in here somewhere. There it is. I'm feeling unsettled with where you left the shutdown module. Yep, that's my bad. It's in the new Reaper Toolhead. And maybe I've seen tool heads, but the specific names I don't know. Golden Jaguar, welcome back. How are you? I've not seen you in more than a minute. How are you doing? When are you going to stream again? Yeah, I think we can do some configuration of that through Clipper, right? Or is it all separate? That's why we're doing it, is to learn. A lot has happened. You're doing great. Awesome. Okay, now where this thing goes is a great question. I don't know if this is going to be like a, let's shift this. Start just kind of playing with locations of stuff. So if I shift that way, shift that all the way that way, I think I can still get to everything I need to there. Can I shift this enough to get this over like here? something. Or get it up inside of here. The problem is all the USB ports and stuff on here. So maybe this whole thing can shift over this way. Oh, this thing has to come out because this is power for that. PF Dennis, thanks for the gifted memberships. If I shift that way, what if I shift that all the way? Can I fit both of the? No, I gotta be able to reach this. That's the problem there. If that goes, it's pretty much there. I can't really move that. This pretty much has to stay right there. That's the only feasible spot for it. Over. And then these out of here, just so I have enough. And what if I move? Oh, let's make sure I'm not pulling on anything terribly. I move this. Let's unplug that temporarily. That like that. And that gives me quite a bit of space right here. That can go in there. Got, oh, and I don't need all of that. Yeah, I think we're doing okay. I may not even need these. I don't think I'm actually going to need these. So I think we can even space this stuff out a little bit now to give so things aren't quite so crammed. Put this back this way. I think we're okay right there. Yeah. Thanks, PF. I just set up bias lighting ambient on my TV using WLED and Hyper HDR. Neat. Larger printer comes in handy. Yeah, this is true. Very true. Oh, 5-volt power supply. That's right. What am I going to do for 5 volts? What am I going to do for 5 volts? Can I fit? Hold on. Let's see what I have around here. How much power, how much 5-volt power am I going to need? Got this guy. Put one of these in here. Can you get it from the GP, from the Pi? Well, I'm running a lot of LEDs off of here, relatively. I mean, these each have quite a few LEDs in here. Each stick for case lighting has 15 or whatever LEDs. Hey, Scott. I use a BTT pile that takes 24 volts. Well, the Pi itself is just powered off of the thing. So what if I go back to moving this over here and just crowding up my this rail down here? It just did it again. What did it? What did what again? It removes my posts. Huh. And I don't see the moderation in chat for some reason. Okay, so if I shift, I think I can fit this on the end here. Or I can fit it right here, which is probably better, because then it's closest to the main thing I need it for. I'll need to send it over here as well, but no. Yeah, is this, which one was 5 volts? This guy. Yeah. Here and here. Was this the one that was 5 volts? The horn blowing. What? It removes it in my chat window, but not yours. Weird. It wasn't mod approval thing, just disappearing chat posts sometimes. but it shows up on the overlay. I don't read off the overlay is one thing. I read off of the live, the chat window from the studio. NeoPixels apparently draw a max of 60 milliamps, so roughly how many LEDs you got? Let's see. This will probably be easier to do it this way. XR Bunker. That's our friends over here. Chamois Shop. What was the device that I said takes 5 volts that I found? This takes 5 volts. Oh, you're right. That takes 5 volts. It's the skirt. It's the skirt mod that takes, I mean, this takes 24 volts. It's the skirt mod that takes 5 volts. So I need 5 volts coming here and here. And I can get it from here. Yeah, this is 24 volts. But it's the skirt here that takes 5. Hey Brian, I see you installed the BTT UPS. Do you recommend it? I've never used it, so we're gonna find out. Now, looking at the specs, I'd be surprised if this is enough for a Pi 4. We'll see. Back to here, we go through the catalog of things. Oh, here's that NeoPixel hub. This is NeoPixel hub by Blam. This is a Neo RGB hub that was designed by Blam. Part of every cell. That stuff. Hey Latian, hey BBs. These guys. So this in itself has how many? 3, 6, 9, 13, 16, 20 LEDs on it. It says 20 LEDs and we have 2 of them. So 20 LEDs and we have 2 of them. And then if we did, now I'm not using, I found other frame lights that I'm going to use. But let's say if we did discos, because this will give us a number. Disco sticks. Disco on a stick. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 36 more from these. Tuxedo, thanks for the gifted memberships. Keep the intensity down. They shouldn't pull more than 30. 50 is typically max for commercial bullet style signage RGBs. So we have, what did we say? We have 20, so 40 and 36. So we'll have 76 LEDs off of this. And I actually have 4 devices. So if I wanted to run individual, each one of these, so this over to the skirt over here, and this over here. So these are each, yep, 5 volts ground and signal. So that is what we're doing. So I'm just trying to figure out how we're gonna actually fit everything in here. And how we're actually going to do distribution. I could really use another one of these 2, a live and a neutral. I don't know if I have any of these laying around. but will I be able to fit this in here if I kind of squeeze things? I kind of want to put that off to the side. This fit in here? Not really, not well. It's gonna be very tight. Those. Can you move that tiny toolhead PCB to the other rail? You're talking about this guy? No. And this guy's got to go right here just as a keep things in perspective. And I want room here for USB devices to plug in because I have 1, 2 more to plug in, 3 more because the camera, we're going to fill up the USB ports on this Pi. So I got a 24 volt power supply here. Space is always a premium with the 250. Yeah. We already went to a 150 watt power supply. We'd be dead end if I didn't go to a smaller power supply here. Might have to skip the BTT backup power board. I wanna try it. Let's see how it works. But can we move it? We need an extra USB hub. Can you power the Pi directly from the MCU through a USB-C connection? Oh, the Pi is being powered directly from the Leviathan board. What I need is 5 volts for the WLED board and the skirt board here, the skirt buttons. Maybe getting a referral bonus at work. Probably just go straight for a new Rev D. Nice. VHB to the side of the PSU. Just put that right there. How does this fit? Let's see something. It goes there. It goes a little further that way. What is this? Would this fit underneath? How many amps will that be on the 5 volt line? Well, if we even say like 30 milliamps per neopixel, $76, that's almost 2.3 amps. 2.3 amps of, and what do we have here? This is it's a 3 amp power supply. So yeah, I need auxiliary power for 5 volts. And this is pretty much right for what I'm planning on putting in here. So the question I have is, will this bolt in here and still be able to put, if I squeeze this way, and then no, I'll run into, I won't be able to plug in. I could use a buck converter, I just don't have one handy. Do I have one handy? And I'd kinda rather do a power supply. Let's see if I can see where my squeeze across here. Open this cabinet. Up in there. I probably have one of those little buck converters around here. what if I move this to this rail, move this all the way down, and have the 3 power supplies here, and put the WLED module here and this other thing here? I think we might be onto something. See you in a bit, Pathetic Puma. Let's try that, because I think that might be reasonable. So let's loosen up. Oh, that's why I grabbed the screwdriver. Oh, shoot. Shoot. I put this on these 1, 2, 3 blocks as a, just to try to get a better angle view of what I'm working on. Yeah. Loosen all this up. Let's shift now. Okay. We are really going to go for it on rearranging this. I think that's probably a good path. So when you put a bottom panel, the skirts get a little stronger because they've got a little bit extra reinforcement. Okay, we'll just remove a bunch of stuff. Oh, well, that's not good. my thin clip just snapped. Ooh, dusty. Of course, it's sitting right here at the side of the fan, so actually getting some of this stuff down here might actually help with our airflow through here. Check the wife's tires. Can the SSR screw onto the side of the PSU? Not this one. We used to do that on the earlier bigger printer designs, but we don't anymore. Why is that smaller? Why did I? That's not a regular. That's not a regular. That's thinner and smaller. Something is different about that DIN clip. And why did I do that? Huh. Okay. I will solve that mystery later. Okay, that's SSR. And then this is right there, so that's fine. We can loosen all of this up. There we go. Now, how far can I shift this guy? Printer wire channel. This is an LDO kit, so it is all the wire channel that came with it. So this is gonna come out of here. Just want to make sure I don't pull on these wires the wrong way. I've got a lot of extra here, so I should be able to handle the changes I'm expecting. I'm trying to make here. SSR wire out. I think that's all that might get in the way there. Ground wire. Oh, ground into the frame is. That one out. There we go. So what if I put that right those out of the way. Put this in right here. Put these together. Tighten this up. Okay, so if that goes there, I think this guy has to come over right next to there in order for this to plug back in where it came out from there. Yep. Volt supply, where is the input? So I think I want this down here. That would go there. And this guy, will it fit? There we go. Now, got room to put this guy up here and this guy right there. That is, and it satisfies. I like to not run AC wires or high voltage wires outside of this little quadrant. So I think that'll work. That'll be fine. The printer is packed. Yeah. But it'll be fine. This guy can go over just a hair. There's just enough room. I need to reprint the clip on that, apparently. And in reality, I really need another couple of these in order to run the power, because I don't have extra Wagos in here. So I really need, where did that one run? Oh yeah, I need one more of each of these. Where would they have any of those? Now I get the wires into place as the next trick. Yeah. Do I count 5 USB devices? This one is just USB output. How does this thing hook up? Is there a documentation on that? Let's find out. Tight enough airflow? Airflow, yeah. I mean, I'm not thrilled with the 48 volt power supply kind of monopolizing this space, but or blocking this fan. It'll be okay. I have a bag of those DIN blocks. I wanted to look for Big Tree Tech, and what do they call this thing? SKSM? Is that what it's called? SKSM. Go here, and let's look at the user manual. Takes 24 volts in, USB out, and power to GPIO. So this is this guy. And we need dimensions. How close was I on the it gave outer dimensions. Where's the mounting hole dimensions? None. Rotate the silver power supply. Theoretically, we could rotate this, and I actually have the mount for it. We took that. Yeah, this is the mount that would do it. It may need to be tweaked to be able to center it there, but then I can't get to the wire raceways. Yeah, then I can't get to the wire raceways. It would have to go here or here. Bit late, but garage is much cleaner. We're getting the SKSM wired in now. No, we are planning our wiring. So we're kind of going through the process and laying things out and figuring out what our wiring is going to look like. We could do a few things. If we want to get a little more drastic, here, there is a lot of room to move the controller closer to the front of the printer. We could move the wire raceway in a similar manner. This one's not nearly as important, and it can move down, and that we might get enough room to rotate the power supply. Balador, didn't we talk about ball screws last time? Wasn't that you? I think you might need a bail on the SKSM. Otherwise, it seems you'll need a USB hub and space is already limited. Well, this is what we were looking at. I want to see what we hook up. That electronics bay is getting quite full. Yeah, this is a challenge. This is good, right? I haven't had to work within such a small space for a build before. At least not on camera. My green V2, so my green V2 had a Duet 2 Wi-Fi, a DuX5, and the power supply, and one of these 5-volt power supplies in it. So I've done it. This is probably at the same level of challenge. Would it plug into the Pi USB-C or A? It should plug into the C. So I think we're okay still on the USB ports. So we have this going to some of the GPIO, and see, this goes to our power in. These are signals. So we got 5 volts in ground, and this is going to feed power to the Pi when it's run. Is that right? But then 5 volts at the 2.5 millimeter socket is for emergency power output only and should not be used for regular power supply. So under normal use, it feeds power through this USB out into the USB-C on the Pi. Now this here's a Raspberry Pi. It's the same thing. So USB output into the USB-C on the Pi, and then the GPIO connection is the emergency. Once it goes into emergency power mode, it does this and then sends the signal to shut down the Pi. Jamie, thanks for being a member. Was doing family stuff. What can I do to confuse you? We were just talking a little bit about this WLED module, but most of what we're talking about is fitting everything in here. After calibrating set and stops, printing out levels gantry automatically. Took my LDO Neptune 2s, where I have dual Z access kit, independent separate drivers, and add a second Z and stop. So yes, we're good on that. I mean, basically what we wanted to see is that diagram. So I have USB port, right? USB port for the tool head. USB for the WLED module, right? So we can plug into USB here and I think control it. And USB for the one of these. That's a cable. That's the USB cable for the enclosure camera. So this is from, oh, those are ESP32 cams that I want to play with on something else. But these are from 3DO, and Manny sent these to me through KB3D. What is that? Oh, that's one of the little controller boards for it. I've got them, I set it all over here. Where's the camera module? There's a camera module. Yeah, so. Yeah. Oh, there we go. 3DO, good camera. I do have a lot going on under the hood, don't I? Got that, and then it plugs into this module. So this is the, so the one of the things I guess they changed is made this a lot more modular. So this is gonna plug in here, and then this goes into this little printed part. Let's see if that fits. Yeah, that fits. And it'll poke through that hole when I had a first layer issue there on all these parts, so I'm gonna reprint these. But we're just trying with the 2-layer electronics bay. Anyway, so that will be the 4th USB device. So we can get away with no hub on this. And really, if we had to, we could run the Pi or the Leviathan via UART to the Pi. You cannot do that if you want to use USB or CAN bridge mode on the controller. You can't do UART from the Pi to the controller and then CAN out to a toolboard. But since we're using a USB toolboard, that's not a concern. So we could free up a USB port by going to CAN. I mean, going to UART. But we won't have to. Hey, the Reverend. Okay, let me put all this stuff away because we won't probably get to installing this and routing wires today. I think we're going to end up playing with layout and hopefully starting to run some wires today. But I feel like I'm kind of liking the idea of shifting everything up and maybe going with the idea of rotating the power supply. Let's see if that is reasonable. Hey, Troy. This guy makes sense to pull. Go. And pull this for a moment. And then I don't really want to completely remove this. Let's just let that float. Oh, you have better airflow with 2 levels. What are we talking about levels? What are we? I'm not sure I understand the levels. Two-layer electronics bay. I don't really have the height to do that. We only have 60 millimeters here. Okay, so loosen that. Print a whole other skirts. Oh, I see. Pull other skirts down. I get it. Then I'd have all the room. That's the next evolution. Yeah, exactly. A bottom hat. We make a base for the printer and a pogo pin or some sort of interface, like any of the big office printers or whatever, that you have like a paper tray lower and then the printer on top. They have the self-aligning connection to plug them or connect them together. We do something like that. And then you just pull the whole printer off and you can work on all the electronics. Printer pants. There we go. Move this up. We'll need to clip this guy back on to see how far we can move it up. So I feel like we can go quite a bit here. I think we could go right to there. That'd be okay. Went on the electronics drawer then. There we go. That's a better idea, really, honestly. A slide out drawer. Don't even need a special connector. You can do just a little whatever hinge wire guide. Hey, Cheetah Kid. Let's go up to the stepper. That's probably a good measurement. Those are going to be about the same. So it's about 37 millimeters. This side gets to come down a little bit. There. Go. Few hinging wire channels from server X in my garage. Yeah. Cable chain with a bungee cord to pull it back in. Or a key back, a small key back. You gonna do a clicky clack door? No, I have my special signed door. Although there's no reason I can't just put that off to the side and do something different in here. I don't know. That out. Okay, so if that goes there, we're gonna need to pop this wire channel, which means pulling everything out. Got a little bit of fan connection fun here. Let's go ahead and pull this off and redo that. These all labeled B, A, yes. Okay. Let's just do it. Let's just really do it. This is 2, 1, and 0. So let's really mess this up and redo it. Wow, that is a very long. We're gonna shorten that. We're gonna go through the trouble of not having so much wire in these chains. Second garaging this printer. Okay, so now, hopefully, since I didn't put just a continuous strip of VHB on here, I should be able to just work this thing off without too much trouble. It looks like that's working out. There we go. See, I just put that much VHB on. Big second garage energy. Well, this is likely the printer that's going to sit right there on the bottom of this printer rack that I'm making. All the logos are up the right way while you're taking this apart. What logos are the wrong way around that I can actually have any effect on changing? I mean, absolutely, we're going to check for that, but is there anything that I can actually, some things you just can't help. Okay. I was thinking that we were a lot closer to powering this thing up than we just made ourselves. Make a great stream printer. I should actually, that's a not directly, you didn't directly say it, but I should make sure that I incorporate some sort of point the camera at the printers so I can put a little window when I'm printing something. 2 steps back, 1 step forward. Yeah, but this will be better. Now, so look away, Bill. Look away, Bill. I still left the proper size one for this over in the other garage. So, let's go ahead and take this off. Nothing. I've got a little pile of tools in the other garage I was using. And that was one of them, and I haven't brought them back over here yet. Let's pull this because we may be redoing all of the power. Goes there. Goes there. Now if we, would it be possible to use a USB hub for all your USB tool heads and whatnot? Yeah, you could. You want to pay attention to how much power you're drawing, and if it's just signal, then it's not a big load on power. But doing this with each room of my house. Yesterday was office, today was garage. We'll see what gets done tomorrow, maybe a fastener organizing day. That, I've got so much to organize. So I'm spending so much time trying to get my spaces lined up. I'm getting close. I honestly am. But, okay. So if this, yeah, if I move this track down or just out, I can put that right there. And I bet you that might even still reach if I put it here, closer this way. This might still reach. And actually, if I put it over here, this I know will reach over there. Yeah, we're doing good. Okay. Be it on all the printers, see them in action. One day, I do plan on that. I do plan on getting them all going. And look at all this extra, because all these stepper wires are just, I mean, it makes sense for LDO to make one part number. It doesn't make sense for them to have them all different for each size printer, but I think we'll go the extra mile on these and recrimp these. Use the tool in your hand instead of searching for the right one. That's why all my tools have hammer marks. Have you tried resin printing? My resin printer just shipped. I have tried resin printing. I had an original Mars, Elegoo Mars, quite a few years ago. And I didn't use it much. I gave it away. I happened to win a $200 coupon gift card from at Rapid from Elegoo. So I ordered a Saturn IV Ultra. It is a Cheeto box locked machine, yeah. I mean, it's hard to get away from that at a reasonable price. So I'm gonna have to clean these off, but I don't anticipate we will get probably to the point of putting these back on. I think I'll have time to do some cleanup and stuff in between. That was the only reason I went in cubic for resin. Is that the one? It is the one with the tilting reservoir, yeah. Yeah, it's the one that a lot of folks are reviewing right now and stuff. So this guy is gonna come off of here now. So I'm glad I didn't remove the heat sets from this mount. So let's see how this is going to fit. My first resin printer, it's been awesome. Makes small parts of helmets super easy. Nice. I have no real idea what I'm gonna use it for. Actually, I do. I take that back. A couple of things. The little part cooling fan on black box, I'm hoping to print in resin, and anything else I can think of like that. Funny thing. So part of this prize from Elegoo at Rapid was a choice of either 3 spools of filament or three containers of resin, and I got to choose. So I sent them. They asked for me to list the resin I was requesting and my address and stuff like that. So I sent them a list of resins, 3 resins to try out, and I kind of got a selection of things that they have, just so I could try. And I made a mistake and pasted my address into their form, and I didn't realize that the only thing that actually pasted was my name, the house number and part of my street address, and my phone number was on this form that I sent them. So those 3 bits of information, and it's house number and not the full street, just like the first bit. Elegoo took that, and instead of contacting me and saying, hey, this doesn't look right, can you confirm your address? They did a search and picked an address that came close and shipped them there. This guy calls me the other day and says, are you so-and-so? I've got a box that was shipped to me. Because my phone number was on there. They put the phone number on the shipping label, which is cool. That helped. But the resin that I won is at a random address in LA. Actually, it starts with, I mean, you can see how it came up in a search. It's the same house number and part of the same street name. And they shipped it based on a search instead of asking me to confirm the address. And I'm like, what? How? It's not gonna go. Okay, like that. Okay. Maybe get a hold of DLL PDF to send you the stuff for a Prometheus. What is, oh. Is that an open source MSLA? I am not planning on collecting resin printers. I'm on the edge of even having one. I'm hoping that the experience on this is fabulous and it's very useful for me, and it was worth it considering it's part of it basically was a huge discount. I got the printer and the wash and cure stations. So, hey Sean, what movie did you see? Anyway, this guy seems nice. There's some other little details to the story that are kind of entertaining and I might share later, but I don't want to share now. But the short story is I'm hopeful that they are going to be willing to send that to me. So And then we'll reimburse him for the shipping and all that kind of stuff. Twisters. Okay. Which printer did you get? Oh, the Elegoo Saturn Ultra, or Saturn 4 Ultra is what I ended up selecting. Okay, is that the correct way? So let me, before I get too far on this, I think that has to go like that. And if that clips on this way, yes, that will fit. And that gives me lots of room there. Yeah, that is going to work out well. Whoever, I don't even remember now who suggested that, but that's good call. Too messy? Oh, absolutely. Oh, I wouldn't consider it if kids had access to this area. The Ultra comes with Cheeto Box Pro trial. Standard free version seems to work better for me so far. Okay. I bet Elegoo, their customer support, when I contacted them about modding the printer, they were more than happy to email back and forth about pros and cons. And they seem very nice people. I just thought this was funny, this whole little fiasco with the shipping. I mean, seeing them at the show and stuff, they were very excited about what they were doing. I'm hoping they learn a little bit about how to throw an event, but it was obviously the intentions were good. Okay, that goes there, so can do this. I tried resin, I just couldn't get into it. I was worried about my asthma and working with resin. Yeah, so resin, I mean, everybody says, and I think it's true, but the resin is one of those things that you don't necessarily have an sensitivity to, but you develop a sensitivity to it over time and exposure. So the need for observing good PPE practices is important from the very beginning. Lots of ventilation, avoid all skin contact. Go ahead and worked out a deal. Or are you talking about on their FDM printers? Yeah, so solid. Except that orange storm, right? Okay. Can I get that? Perfect. So that's going to go over a bit. We'll move this into here. That'll move the SSR there. And I mean, we've got a ton of space now. Hardened or cured epoxies like West System. Once sensitized, you can't get near uncured resin. Yeah. I will be absolutely careful with it. Yeah, that's going to work out really well. Now, I don't really have a need for the wire channel that was here, because it was just this that was in it. I'll probably just take it straight across the DIN rails that way and not worry about it. So that means that these, this guy's not going to be able to stay there. Sorry, Attack Fast ABS like is my go-to. Released the Neptune 3, I told them about the problems I was having with the 4010, how weak it was, and then they went overboard and Corrections. Use your wire tire supports. Wire tire supports. Oh yeah, the cable, yeah. I'll figure something. I'll do something with that. Why can I get this little guy in here? I'll just let that slide over that way. I'm not gonna be able to get this. Slide these along. Yeah, there we go. Oh, hit the like button. That's right. And what do we got? We got, oh, shoot. Okay. Ah. Okay, so that can actually go right up to the power supply there, I think. Still got tons of room here on this cable, so that is going to enough room for it's not right up on it. Ooh. Let's close that down. Looks like Magneto X is getting closer and closer. We will probably pick a stream to check that out. So I haven't covered any Magneto X stuff on here because I have the pre-release. I've been wanting to, knowing that the production one was going to, the one that I bought is going to be here. I've been waiting to do any kind of checking it out. So we will probably do that. What we got there? Okay, long there, that's there. For whatever reason, the 140 millimeter fans from Noctua are cheaper than the 120s. Okay. So, what a mess. So this guy should be able to come right through here now. Oh, and good thing I left a gap there, because now this will plug in right there. Look how well that works. So then, because we can unclip this, we're just gonna screw this on right here. Off of the, without having to contort ourselves into the, there, and neutral. And live. My bottleneck is part pulling for fast printing. Okay, so now that can bend around, fold into there. Oops, yeah, bend around, fold into there, and there. Perfect. From a fitment point of view, I'm gonna change it again real quick. I want to shift the power supply up actually a little bit, and there's room in here by shifting these the DIN clips on this mount. So I'm going to do that just so I'm not pulling on this wire as much. Did you make any adjustments when printing XOL parts? The Git said they didn't factor in ABS shrinkage. I did not. For the most part, I don't. And basically I only see an impact when it's a long part. I see that on some of these mounts, that kind of stuff. But for something like the XOL, I did not. And at this point, it appears to have, I think that'll move it up, right? Yeah. It appears to be fine. The fitment issues that we were looking at on XOL wouldn't have had anything to do with shrinkage. It was just the sequence of tightening things up and stuff. I'm getting more slack on those mains. Yep, that's exactly what I saw and what I'm doing here. I'm gonna get a few extra, I think it's 5 or 6 millimeters of adjustment here. You can see these two pairs of holes here allow for that to be shifted. Magneto build space is how much? What if it doesn't look that big? Magneto is 300 by 400, I believe. Does the exhaust fan aimed to extract heat from inside? If yes, does the fan on this build are correctly mounted? So the fans in here are basically just agitating air in the electronics compartment, and just getting moving air is, I think, is enough. Having a path, a specific path, isn't super important. Nothing in here is really getting that hot. Okay, let's get back to here. Unload all the way through on my 250. Previous layer always cooled by the time next layer is put down. Learn about do faster print speeds result in better layer adhesion. Should be the opposite. Okay, now this will a little more. It's that. Okay, that goes right in there. Wiggle there now. I told you 3D about my setup for resin printing, also being in my room with carpet floors. I almost had a heart attack on stream. You do you, but be careful. Did you set the fans blowing on one side and out the other, or all blowing in? These are the two fans, and they're just set by default to blow in. So getting moving air is, I think, the important part, just moving the air. Steep. Okay, so then this, where did that go? Oh, that was an extra. That can go right there, the SSR. That's in a good spot. It's there. This is gonna go here. Got extra wires. Let's get these out of the way. pulling through the skirts. Okay, so we have the frame ground, which is probably going to want to go to that side now. This is bed and ground. Those can come across. You're not running fans on both sides? I'm not. The default spec does not have fans on both sides, Michael. Now, on some of my builds, I've put a fan on either side and left the other side blank. And then I just blow them both in, and then it exits front and back. Basically just the idea of maximum agitation of air. Is it important to ground the frame on any build? It's a good idea to ground the frame. It's critical to ground the bed. It is a good idea to ground the frame. On builds that have access to AC, you want to give that ground path. Hey, Jeff, did you get my email today? That's something that I'm not necessarily talking about yet, but I'm happy to see you here. I'm assuming you're the same Jeff. Hey, 3D Experiments. Send off the anodizing to get bare metal on grounding frame. And honestly, for the most part, without even doing that, the blind joint bolts are enough to get the frame conducted between itself. And this happens, I think it had, maybe it doesn't, but I think the LDO kits have a star washer there. Okay, so that I just kind of put a little loop in the wire there so it doesn't sit down and just rub on the stepper. These we're kind of figuring out how I want to run these. I'll probably, because they're the bed wires, I'll probably just run them into this chain here. I emailed you. I did. If you're the same Jeff, let me see here. Yeah, Jeff Kess. See if it, oh, I just emailed you. I just now emailed you. It was in my drafts. Just now, I hit send. I wrote it earlier, but apparently I didn't hit send. Apparently I didn't hit send. Okay. I've got a little bit of the wire channel there that's going, that wasn't worth sticking there. And then what do I want to do here? I want to see something. I don't like this, so. Got it. Awesome. Can I? Oh, I can. I'm going to cut these shorter and re-terminate them. Should be a tech guide here. It was in my drafts folder. What do we got here? We're going to do the same. We're going to shorten these because this is a lot of wire for this. There we go. This is just the 3 bed wires. Got it. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Jeff. More will be revealed on that later. Okay. Move these labels up so we can reuse them. Yeah, no worries. No worries, no hurry. Okay. And then these are just gonna come right up into here. Now I still want a little bit of the ability to move this along. So maybe I'll do like that. Just loop it back into here just a little bit and then come across to the, maybe I can get a better view here. So I've got it coming in just a little bit and then up and around to this terminal block. Might need a bigger printer if you plan on having anything else. I probably won't be doing much else on this printer. So if I do that, these that are, this guy is gonna go, this one only goes here. So I think the similar, I'll still leave that a bit longer. So right there, so we're gonna go. There, that goes to the live, so right there. This one will go just a bit longer. Hey Pico, whoa, I left upstairs to put some updates. Came back and the whole thing is redone. Well, yeah, this is so much better. This is way cleaner because we can give space to everything now. We can move this over and we can move this over. Now the fan isn't being blocked as badly. Once I finalize my design, would be interested in building a 600mm cube printer. I took design cues from Positron, Voron, and Hevort. I think this is the only 600mm cube printer I have room for. So I appreciate the thought, but this is about all I have room for. I would put a third DIN rail in there. Where at? And for what? I basically have power and electronics. Because now this guy will go right here. And that'll leave plenty of room for this to come up and plug in. And then this guy will go over here. There. And then this guy, which is the little power thing, will go something like that. And I won't be able to plug a, well, I guess I could make a tight turn on a slim Ethernet cable, but oh, this whole thing can move over quite a bit too. So we're gonna do something like that. We have 11 minutes until Polymaker filament giveaway time. It's in the pin post and the description. When will the first plastic melt for the black box build? I'm excited to see it. So black box build, the problem this week is I'm getting a dental implant on Thursday. I'm planning on doing the other toolhead wiring harnesses in between streams. But if I don't get the those done, then it'll have to be done on Sunday, which means we have probably a full stream of wiring and kind of putting things together, and then probably another stream of leftover wiring and putting things together, and then a stream of powering it on and making it move. So 11 minutes, just enough time to drive home. Be safe. Hey, Bob. Hey, Mrs. Lee Marie 3D, welcome. The extraction sucks. The implant isn't bad at all. This is the implant side of it. This is the implant. They extracted, and the extraction was cakewalk. This is a tooth that had a root canal ages ago, and I had almost no issues with the extraction and healing from that. Okay, let's get these crimped on. Did you do a July account? Not yet. That's this Saturday, Sean. One way or another, we're gonna either hang out and do something on Saturday. I don't know what yet, but Charlie's Angel stream will be this Saturday. Max, welcome. I did not come into this stream today thinking I was going to pull this printer this far apart. Let's do something even if it's wrong. Absolutely. Okay, what of these? I think it's the bigger one, right? There's a lot under there. What do you think? Oh yeah, did everybody watch the West 3D stream? Sunday? That one's actually better. Use that one. Hey Leo. Strip that too far back. There we go. Watched a big printer in West 3D stream that had a dude blocking the view from it. Second half after I was told to. It's getting some questions answered. How many folks are going to be at Vice? We will have, right, Max? We'll have it one of these big birds there, right? Yours or mine, depending on if mine is ready. I want mine to be ready. That's kind of my, I'd like it to be the one that's there, so it's the motivation to get all the updates done. So, I bought tickets, but I need to get a refund. Oh no, that's a bummer. I need to book my hotel still too. Hey, Ricky. My daughter still talks about you doing the dance for her at our Rocky Mountain. Thanks for helping me. That's awesome. Just ordered West 3D's ASA carbon fiber. Excited to try it. Nice. I need to get my better half to approve the funds. You should do it. I need to clear it with my better half. Let's get those cleared. We've got what, 6 weeks? No, 8 weeks? 9 weeks. 9 weeks away. Oh, you'll be in Europe though? I guess that's okay. Oh, these. What do we got here? We've got neutral. Anyone going to IRF? I'll be at IRF. So you're gonna go to one event, what would it be? If you could only go to one event, what would it be? If I could only go to one of the events, probably Rocky Mountain. My view is skewed because that's the one I can take things to. I mean, not to say, I mean, it's a blast, but the other choices would be probably something out of the country because they're a lot of fun, but Burning Man. Do some crimp off. It's fun and just properly sized. Yeah, Rocky Mountain was a great event. Ground. Open sauce was, yep. So what is it? If Vice is 9 weeks away. That means that Orange County Maker Faire is 6.5-ish weeks away. Burning Voron. So that would be, that's the next event I'll be at, is we'll be at Orange County Maker Faire. There we go. Flip this around, twist the wires until it kind of forms itself to the way I want it to go. Rocky Mountain was my first. We have it in at no need for Vaughn to enter the market. No. I just got tickets to Smurf, but I'm not sure I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it to be there. Yeah, I need to book my flight to Smurf. Okay, that's there. Means that this guy comes along. He's in right here. Driving to Reno? Cool. Actually, I want to get this label. I want to move closer. Yeah. I just oh no. It came around, huh? That sucks. Why is that not? I can't see this very well. There we are. CNC Maker Faire is unfortunately the weekend we fly out to Florida. I'll probably do a day at Mare Island Maker Faire. Like last year. I'm not gonna present there, it's just too much going on, but I'll probably go out there for a Saturday. And sorry the angle's bad, but I'm gonna be able to see where the port is on here to crimp it or screw it in. Okay, now they are right there and much shorter. A little bit better. Oh, what do we got? 7 o'clock. It's film and giveaway time. Pin post description. Links are there. Which one is a Reno? Reno is a Vice. It's Voron International Community Event. So it's a little, very low key. No vendors, no content creators. No, content creators and vendors can be there, but they're not creating content and vending. So part of the community, fully 100% welcome to come, but not a place to set up shop, more of a hangout and talk Voron and printers and stuff. So it'll be in Reno. It's the weekend around October 4th. It'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. Folks should, if you can make it, it'll be fun. So. It is the weekend after. Yep. Okay, let me pull up that's Vegas. Reno has different rules. Wheel of names. Get rid of the old ones. Yeah, that's a long ways for you, Collie. That's a really long ways. You going to Manchester? Smurf in December? Okay, let's see. I am looking at the responses. I am going to close the responses when we haven't had a new entry in 3 seconds. So 3, 2. Long trip can be offset with top shelf open bar. We got a new one. So 3, 2, 1. The shuffle today is the number of volts in the PSUs of this printer. 3, 2. Hi, Hamp. 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. And, 3. I didn't click quick enough. 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Done. Okay, nice even number. So many stragglers today. Well, if we added up the DC volts of the power supplies we have in here, we've got 48. Oh, let's hook this thing on here. 48 and 5, so 53 and 24. 77, right? 77? Does this count? Another 5 here. Okay, so let's do a number between 1 and 7. I don't want to count to 77. What's the number between 1 and 7? The beard is starting to get, oh, it is. It's 100%, Sean. 100%. It's getting on my nerves too. I need to get to the haircut guy stat. Yeah, don't you like that? You like that, Max? It's the it is the IRM series. And I forgot to point this back. And I never even pasted. So GJ got in there first. Squirrel and Dewey got in there last. Got you were 4th from last. Don't forget the 3.3 volt. Where? Not as a device. Okay. We're going 3. 1, 2, 3, and spin. Yeah, the beard needs trimmed. You're right, Laura. At Counter Potato 1321. Congratulations. Are you here? You got to be here. You got to say something in chat to prove you're here. Congrats. Counter Potato, not Cheesy Potato. Counter Potato. Counter Potato. Your name does not match. Let me. That's okay. We don't disqualify folks right away. But next time, put exactly what you see in YouTube. And let's see here. Counter Potato. Give me one number. One of the numbers. Not all of them. One of the numbers and the one that you put in the form. Give me one of the numbers. That's okay. That's not a big deal. Okay, wow. That's 3 numbers, but it is one number. Good job. You'll hear from me sometime before the next stream. If you're in the US or Canada, you get a coupon to the US or Canada Polymaker store. If you're outside, then you get a to pick a roll of filament to get sent to you. So congrats Counter Potato. Yeah, as far as I know, it is Counter Potato. It's worldwide. So if you have trouble with it, let me know. I don't know that we'll be able to do anything. I'll do what I can. But yeah, give it a try. They said worldwide. If there's some issue, then I hope not. But I will send you an email anyway with all the information, and I'll send the information to Polymaker. Yeah. How many watts? It's 90 watt. Come on, there you are. IRM 9048 with a broken thing. Oh, there's the timer. I got to reprint. So okay, that means this is the neutral wire going to one of the power supplies. I will either locate another couple of sections of this, because I have plenty of room now, so I think I want to do that to power the other, because I'm short one right now to power both of these. Neither of these have grounds. They're not required to have a ground, and they're not required to be grounded. So because this is a fully, as it comes, it's a fully plastic housing, doesn't ground to the DIN rail, and there are no grounds on the input. It's just neutral and live. How did Max Voron on the Voron Discord is when Max and I started chatting. I was working on my Voron 2, very first Voron build for me, and I had questions and suggestions, and Max was kind enough to listen. Grounding to the frame is still a good idea, especially when you have mains, power bed, and that kind of thing going on. So, you're grounded. I'm curious, why won't you put the BT Pi instead of a Pi 4? You would save on a 5-volt power supply. You're absolutely right. But this printer is already set up. It's already, it came with a, this is a LDO kit. It came with a Pi 4. And I do have a BTT Pi 2 in the big bird here. So, pin post, thank you. Let's take care of that. And get rid of here. And I missed a couple of things, so let me get that taken care of. Derek, thank you for the gifted memberships, and don't knock it, thank you for the gifted memberships. I was always told the metal spring clip on the power supply housing on the DIN rail was the active ground. The metal spring clip and that power supply housing to the DIN rail. Are you talking about this? This doesn't have any metal in it. There is no metal in the assembly for mounting on these. This is a low power 5-volt power supply. How are you dealing with the weight of a gantry on Phoenix? I just realized it's your printer. That it's ball screws and it doesn't sag. Where was I? Where was I with the next things? Have you built a full 3D printer CNC liquid handler from scratch? Have I built a full 3D printer? Yeah. I mean, Trident here is the foundation is Voron 1, but the Z motion system and adapting the Voron 2 gantry to it was all my project. So, protective ground terminal blocks that the anchor hooks at the bottom make electrical contact with the DIN rail. Yep. No, I meant with the X and Y movement. What do you mean sag? Weight of the gantry. Oh, it's 9mm belts. It's not all that heavy. It's a 30-30 extrusion there that it's just the X rail that's the weight. You guys let me lose my train of thought of what I wanted to do next, because there was something I wanted to do. What was I doing next? With the sprawl of the daughter boards, now you can still use one of those for Voron. Cool thing about Voron 8, reprint PSU mount. I need to print, yeah, I need to print this in between streams. I need to get an extra couple of sections here. Felt like I was going to make some more progress on this, and what area was that going to be? Put the PSUs back in. I can't put this one back in because it's got a different clip and it's broken. So what I will probably do, I don't remember where I got this because I don't think I designed this. I don't think so. I may remodel it to use the regular clips. We're running mains to the PSUs. Yeah, and I can't really do much of that until this gets expanded. This is going to, this is going to come across here, and there we go. Fits. Fits right there now. Gets out of the way. Felt like there was something very specific I was going to do. Okay, I don't remember. But we can do things like put this in here, because that's gonna keep me from having to figure out where I put that. I'm a chemist, been getting into building synthesis handler. I've been under 5. Would it be a disaster trying to dev a custom board with an ESP32? I'm not experienced. I don't know. See you, design a machine. Okay, let's get this thing in here. Bring out long boy. Hey, Neriku. How are you? What's that? Oh, well, that's interesting. That's not going all the way because we've got a clearance issue with the stepper in this board. Busy day tomorrow. I have to call it. See ya. I'll DM you on Discord before next week about a giveaway. Awesome. Okay. We are hitting, it looks like it's that screw head that's hitting. Right on the stepper. It looks like it's that screw head. Oh no, I don't think that is a little, yeah, it is that screw head. What can we do about that? It's just barely. Just barely. I'm gonna put this screw back in. See if we can get some sort of measurement on how much space we need. Leave that screw out and let it rest against the motor? I could. It's probably not a terrible idea. It's like 0.5 millimeters. 0.5 millimeters. I can just feel it right here. New desk setup is so much nicer. Are you talking about on my other garage or here? You've seen all the stuff in my other garage. Okay, what do we got going on here? How large is that screw? The screw head. One point 1.1 millimeters is the screw head. Oh, both, yeah. I'm really excited about the other garage being cleaned up. The thing that I need to do next is get things back in there without letting it blow up. What size screw is this, and what kind of screw is this? It's my April is very patient. The only way that was going to happen is to put stuff on the dining room table and the living room, and yeah, that's way too flimsy without that in there for me to want to keep it out. So I need to post haste get things back, or get them out of the dining room and living room at least. Next thing is new kittens. Getting there. I'm looking, do I have any, this is a little self-tapper. What I'm gonna do with that, if I'm gonna be able to get it out. It is a little disappointing that that hits right there. I think realistically and quickly, I can just take a millimeter off the skirt here and let that, yeah, it would work. The screw's not too long still. Just take a millimeter off the skirt and reprint it and bolt that in. And there's enough room, I think, in these, the play in these switches that might actually be a good thing. So I think my fix for that is I'm gonna reprint this skirt piece. I was thinking about a flathead actually, Stephen. I don't have one. That's what I was kind of glancing over there for, but I was thinking that would be I agree, that would be something to try. But I think reducing the thickness of this just a little bit might be good enough. Built my V2 in a spare bedroom. I was patient enough, but once it was built, I was banished to the basement. Don't have, and it's a little bigger than an M2, I think, because I have some pretty low profile button heads. We can try this, see if this works. I got some itty bitty button heads in here. They're pretty. This is the one that fell. This is. Let's see. Yeah, that's not any lower profile. Is there anything else in here? A couple of different, this one's itty, super tiny. But it's not half a millimeter tinier. So, nope, that won't work. Micro drone hardware. Yeah. I think a quick reprint of this will be easy enough. I'll just slice a millimeter off of it. Maybe a little less. Maybe I'll keep it, just do half a millimeter since that's what I actually need. I'll do 0.6 to keep the numbers even. Okay, I need to do some VHB residue cleanup. I need to get a couple of terminal block sections and reprint that, reprint this. So I think we're at a good spot here. This was big. Moving this around and finding a different layout here. This is gonna fit way better with some breathing room. How much do we for IKEA rails? A lot. Those are expensive. So I think we're going to wrap it up. Saturday is Charlie's Angel stream. What we're doing, I'm not undecided. And then we'll be back on Black Box on Sunday. So I think that's it. Thank you for Polymaker for letting me give away a roll of filament, and thanks for the gifted memberships. And thank you for the vendors who have contributed to this build. 3DO, Fabrico, XR Bunker, Chamois, Big Tree Tech, and LDO. And yeah, so do a CNC mill using Duet. I've got the Milo, the Millennium Milo uses Duet, or at least use Rep firmware. So with that, have a good rest of your day. Have a good week. We will see you hopefully Saturday. If not, then Sunday. Take care, everyone. Enjoy the build. Bye.